I'm Dean with MaxiLift. This is another in our ongoing series of pro tips. The question today is, what does it take to get a good inspection of your bucket elevator components? Now, if you look at our model bucket elevator over here, you can see that it'd be easy to get an inspection of the internal and external components because it's got see-through sidewalls. Your bucket elevator doesn't have that capability though. So I'd like you to take a look at a couple of photos. First of all, we've got two photos here of a head section. You can see the front side and the back side of the head section. In this bucket elevator, you can open up this inspection door and take a look at the throat plate as well as the lining material if there is any in there. The other inspection door is underneath the head pulley. It's important to have it in that position so you can look up underneath and see the condition of the lagging as well as the back of the belt. And that's going to be very important to be able to inspect that all the way through. I'll talk about that more in just a little bit. Now, many situations don't have that capability. I've got a couple of other photos here of bucket elevator head sections that are new. They just came from the factory, just like this, with no openings at all. There's no way to look inside if you want to do an inspection for maintenance reasons or for troubleshooting. I've had two applications come up in which I came across bucket elevator head sections like this in the field. In one situation, the customer said, "We have no way to look inside there right now. We don't have the people to go up to the top of the bucket elevator and remove all the bolts and take everything off of there." The other situation, the customer was very anxious to find out what was causing the problems with their bucket elevator, and so they went to the extra effort of sending people up with wrenches, removed all the bolts to take off the front half of that head section. But as you can see, that's the only way to look inside. I'd like to mention now that if you ever have work done by a millwright or construction crew, have them put in some aftermarket inspection doors. It's going to be well worth it. All right, let's move down from the head section to the trunking. Now in these next photos here, the first one you're going to see is two bucket elevators side by side. And actually what you're looking at is just the two up trunkings on them. The back downside is on further back and you can't see those in the photo. But what you can see in the photo is that these upside trunkings have large doors with small doors. What's nice about that is you can open up the small doors just to do a quick inspection. But if you need to do maintenance, like replace buckets or tighten nuts on the bolts, you can open up those big doors and take a look at that and do that type of work in there. Next photo shows a different model, different manufacturer, but also panels that can be removed. Now, that's excellent to be able to look in there, once again, to be able to look at the buckets, see the condition of the buckets, maybe look at the conditions of the elevator bolts. But what's really important is the next photo. You can see a panel has been removed from another bucket elevator to look at the back side of the belting. Now, in agricultural bucket elevators that are handling grain or feed, it's important to have static conductive, oil resistant, and flame resistant covers on your belts. That's where you get those safety characteristics. You need to look at the backside of the belt and see the condition to know if your belt is in good condition for sure. Now, let's go further down and go to the boot section. In the boot section, sometimes that's often forgotten, sometimes because there's a lot of product around the boot and you can't see anything down there. But it's important to be able to open up some inspection doors, take a look at the boot pulley, the sides of the buckets, and so forth. But here's another place that's very important. If you've got the down trunking and the up trunking, right in the middle, in between, above the bucket elevator boot pulley, to be able to open that panel up and look down inside. First of all, it gives you another access to the back side of the belt. But if you have a spiral wing pulley like the one in this photo, you can see if product is building up inside the pulley, which is important to know. If you have a drum pulley, you can see if product is building up on the surface of the pulley, which can affect the tracking of the belt. Now, if you have questions about how to get a good inspection of your bucket elevator, contact MaxiLift. For all of us at MaxiLift, I'm Dean Wedekind. This has been Pro Tips. Thanks for watching.